Hi, and welcome back. This is my second video on a multi-part series of answering the most frequently asked questions for financial planning for Canadians. This video is all about cash flow and how to make the most of your money. My name is Quinn Chambers. I'm a financial planner and portfolio manager. I've been doing this work for over a decade, and one thing to me is clear. People just like you are leaving real money on the table, and on this channel, I show you how to put that money right back in your pocket. The people that are the healthiest financially are not always the ones that earn the most. They're the ones who have stayed consistent with one quiet habit their whole lives: cash flow planning. It's not glamorous, but it might be the single most powerful thing you can do with your money because it's the bridge between your day-to-day spending and your biggest financial goals. Get it right, and everything else becomes easier. So today, I'm answering the cash flow questions I hear most often, the ones that keep you on track for both the short and long term. How does my cash flow impact my overall financial health? More than almost anything else, honestly, your cash flow is the engine underneath your whole financial life. Let me show you the 4 ways it shows up. First is your debt levels. When your cash flow is poorly managed, you end up leaning on credit to fill the gaps. That quietly grows your debt load and drags down your financial health. Healthy cash flow is what breaks that cycle. Second is going to be your savings growth. Positive cash flow, meaning more coming in than going out, is what lets you contribute consistently to your savings and investments. And that consistency is what accelerates you towards your big goals, like retirement, a home, your kids' education, whatever it may be. Third is going to be your financial resilience. Good cash flow planning is what allows you to absorb a financial shock without it derailing your future. You can meet your obligations and keep your saving and investing through the rough patches instead of starting all over. And then fourth, the one that people underrate the most: peace of mind. When your cash flow is stable and well managed, the background hum of money stress fades. And when you're not stressed, you make clearer, more confident decisions with your money. That calm is worth more than people realize. How do I build a cash flow plan that supports my short and long-term goals? The key is a plan that respects both your needs today and your goals for tomorrow. It comes down to thoughtful money management and a few practical moves to do most of the work. Start by tracking your spending. That's the easiest thing you can do. Now, this is a simple habit that so many people don't do, but it's just simply tracking your spending. There's so many great apps and tools that you can use to help you with this. For 1 month, track your income and your expenses closely. You can't manage what you can't see, and almost everyone is surprised by where their money actually goes. Then, if you have it, prioritize paying down high-interest debt. That kind of debt is a leak at the bottom of the boat. Every dollar you put toward it frees up future cash flow to the things that you actually want. Here's one habit that changes almost everything, and it's paying yourself first and setting up automatic savings. Set up automatic transfers into your savings and investments so the money moves before you have the chance to spend it. When your savings happen without you thinking about it, it actually happens. That one switch does more than any amount of willpower. And last, review and adjust regularly. Life changes, and so do your expenses. Revisit your budget or your money management system every quarter to make sure it still fits your income. Now, I don't like the term budget. I prefer money management system. And really, it's just categorizing your average expenses. I like to say we're all creatures of habit. By and large, we like to spend money on the same things month over month over month, which makes budgeting a little less scary. So once you've created that system, it's just about reviewing it every 3 to 6 months to make sure that it still fits your income, your average monthly cost, and ultimately your goals. A plan you never revisit slowly stops matching your real life. How do I manage expenses without sacrificing my savings rate? Good news, you really can keep your savings rate healthy while still managing everyday life. The trick is being intentional, not restrictive. And here's how. The easiest place to start is getting honest with yourself about your needs versus your wants. Looking at your money management system and separate the essentials from the nice to haves. Then find the spots where you're quietly overspending and trim there so your savings rates stay protected. The most common ones that I see are eating out, subscriptions, and Amazon purchases. Now, this is not about deprivation, it's about awareness. Next is shopping smart. Lean in on cash back cards, price comparison tools, and loyalty programs to make every dollar stretch further. These are small wins, but they do add up every year. Then be intentional about what you're eating. Now, I'm not saying go on a diet. For obvious reasons, groceries and eating out make up a major portion of our monthly spend. Dining out and delivery apps are some of the fastest ways of budget leaks. Learning how to cook, a little meal planning, and cooking at home can meaningfully cut your food spending without feeling like a sacrifice. And then another big one is auditing your subscriptions. Go through every monthly and annual subscription and ask honestly whether you actually use it. Cancel the ones you don't, and it's amazing how quickly recurring spending hides in plain sight. Last is build in a small budget buffer for the little unplanned, non-emergency expenses that always pop up. That cushion lets you handle the surprises without impacting your savings rate. How do I prepare for unexpected expenses without derailing my finances? Unexpected expenses are not a maybe, they're a guarantee. the car, the furnace, the thing that you did not see coming. The goal is not to avoid them, it's to be ready for them. Here's how you build an effective safety net. The foundation is your emergency fund. Aim to set aside 3 to 6 months of living expenses in a separate, easily accessible savings account. You'll know what your 3 to 6 months expenses are because you've already categorized them in your money management system. Now, keeping this in a separate account matters because it stops you from spending by accident. This fund is your cushion for the sudden home repair or vehicle breakdown, so a bad week doesn't become a financial setback. Next is making sure that your insurance is doing its job. Adequate disability, home, and auto coverage keeps a single large unplanned expense from blowing a hole in your finances. Good insurance planning is what turns a catastrophe into an inconvenience. And then build in flexibility into your money management system. Set aside a small amount each month for miscellaneous expenses. This will give you the room to adapt to life as it comes without ever having to touch your real savings. So here's the heart of it. An effective cash flow plan is so much more than just covering your bills. It's about lining up your spending with what actually matters to you and setting yourself up for stability today and freedom tomorrow. When you track your spending, protect your savings rate, and prepare for the unexpected, you're not just managing your money, you're buying yourself options and peace of mind. The best part is that you don't need to be wealthy to start this. These are habits that anyone can build, and like any habits, it starts one day at a time. Now, if you have any questions on your cash flow planning or your money management system, please leave them in the comments and I'll make sure I get back to them. As always, please hit that like button and make sure you subscribe so more videos just like this end up in your newsfeed. Until the next one, take care.